Today we have updates on Beetlejuice, Terrifier 3, Scream 7, Scream 8, and the Scream TV series. What? Now let's get into it. Before I get into today's updates, I want to thank my incredible patrons for helping me sustain this wild little channel of mine. I greatly appreciate the community that's been built here, and I'm pinching myself every morning to think I get to do this all the time. Thank you for your continued support, and I hope you're digging the content on here. Please consider supporting me on Patreon by clicking the link in the description of this video or by pressing the join button on this page. Thank you again to my supporters. Now let's get into this update. The new trailer for Beetlejuice debuted yesterday, and it looks incredible. Releasing on September 6th of this year, Beetlejuice weighs heavily on its use of practical effects and surprising new players. We got to see our first look at Willem Dafoe, Monica Bellucci, and Danny DeVito looking exactly like Frank from Always Sunny. Literally no different. Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder look like they seamlessly slipped back into their old roles, and you gotta love seeing Jenna Ortega attached to another killer franchise. The official plot synopsis reads, after an unexpected family tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her rebellious teenage daughter, Astrid, discovers the mysterious model of the town in the attic, and the portal to the afterlife is accidentally opened. With trouble brewing in both realms, it's only a matter of time until someone says Beetlejuice's name 3 times, and the mischievous demon returns to unleash his very own brand of mayhem. I'm excited to see what this new movie holds that will likely be followed by a threequel. It would honestly be a missed opportunity at this point for them to not make a film called I probably shouldn't say that. The script for the new flick comes from Wednesday showrunners Alfred Goh and Miles Millar, so I imagine it should have that same feel, especially with Tim Burton back in the director's chair. I think the age-old question of does Beetlejuice need a sequel is still bouncing around in the back of my mind, but so far I think this film will deliver a very spooky fun time. Writer-director and sometimes special effects makeup artist Damien Leone has provided an interesting tease towards some of the brutality we're about to witness in the upcoming Terrifier 3, releasing October 11th of this year in theaters. Don't just wait for the streaming on this one, folks. Come on now. Over on Instagram, Damien posted screenshots of text messages from his confidants, who have seen some of the kill sequences in Terrifier 3. The first post reads, from Damien, love showing people rough clips of Terrifier 3 and getting genuine reactions. The recipient says, holy fucking shit, ha ha ha. This is Terrifier to the core, huge win. The next post reads, that was fucking wild. Redacted, people gonna be like, this is nuts. Keep upping the bar big time. And then last but not least, we have one more post that reads, dude, so sick, can't believe that's not even the whole scene, ha ha ha. Damien replied with, so much meat left to hack into, dear God. Damien also promises us that these are 100% real, which personally I believe. A lot of people want to doubt that the whole puking thing was fake, but I witnessed that in person. This has me so excited. I've been saying for a while that Damien has some big clown shoes to fill with this upcoming sequel, seeing as the Terrifier franchise is known for stepping up the brutality with each film so far. Knowing that he's impressed the people in his circle is nothing but good news. I can't wait to finally have some context behind the text message, so much meat left to hack into. What does that mean? I don't know, but I'm here for it. The biggest Terrifier 3 update of the week, though, comes from Bloody Disgusting, who have just revealed that SFX makeup master Tom Savini will be making an appearance in the film. Savini might be known for his brutal effects on films such as Dawn of the Dead and Friday the 13th, but he's also acted in various projects, including From Dusk Till Dawn, Planet Terror, and Machete. Tom will likely have a cameo in the film or even fall victim to Art the Clown himself. Damien Leone has previously stated that Tom Savini is one of his biggest influences in terms of the practical effects he creates for a lot of his own movies. This must have been an incredible experience to work alongside him for this upcoming sequel. I would have killed to have been there myself. Again, Damien, if you ever need a background actor to get covered in blood, I'll drive to Staten Island, New Jersey, wherever, I don't care. Just let me know if you need somebody for Terrifier 4. I'll drive up there in a heartbeat. Insider Daniel Rickman reports that Spyglass Media Group is planning on making more Scream movies past 7, as well as a new TV show. Now see, if this was a normal franchise, this might be music to the fans' ears, but some are frankly annoyed by this announcement considering the studio it's coming from. Spyglass hasn't necessarily treated the people behind the new Scream films very well since they began making these new movies. First, Neve Campbell turned away an offer to be in the 6th installment after a pay dispute. She even fired off comments that made the studio seem misogynistic. Then, late last year, it was announced that Melissa Barrera would not be returning to the 7th entry after a post she made on Instagram that the studio deemed anti-Semitic. Barrera responded to this by telling Rolling Stone her firing shouldn't be considered controversial, as she was just advocating for human rights. She's also stressed on numerous occasions that she was simply asking for a ceasefire in Gaza. It's been a rough couple of years for Scream fans for sure. Now this same studio is planning to oversaturate the franchise with more movies and TV shows. I personally don't think that's a good idea at all. I love this franchise, but we should reserve new Scream films for when there's something new to comment on in the horror space. Admittedly, there is a lot going on right now that Scream 7 can tear into. A clear and obvious commentary could focus on the new trend of announcing a ton of new sequels before the first of the lot even premieres. I think that this would be hypocritical though at this point if this rumor is true. It would completely undermine that commentary if the franchise started doing that itself. It makes me wonder if horror commentary itself, one of the strongest elements to the Scream franchise, won't even be present in this new sequel. Also, if they do end up making another movie past 7, I'm hoping for a reboot of the franchise. I love Sidney Prescott to death, but I can't imagine another new trilogy revolving around her. Talk about beating a dead horse. Screams 5 and 6 were exciting as they focused on new characters that could tell new stories in this universe. I think that there is maybe one more good story that they can tell that focuses on Sydney, and that's showing us a glimpse at her happy ending with her family. And the only reason I want to see that is because it was kind of set up in Scream 5. I'd hate to see this beloved character turn into a caricature of herself in redundant sequels. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm oddly more excited for a new TV show. Many have speculated a new TV show could revolve around the character of Kirby Reed, played by Hayden Panettiere, who has taken up a position at the FBI as we learned in the previous film. The series could revolve around her hunting down a new ghostface every season, leading to some hopefully good reveals. This is just speculation, of course, but personally I'd love to see that. It feels like an extension of Scream 6, building onto a character who does have a lot more story to tell in this universe. Fans of the original Scream TV series are hoping to see an extension of seasons 1 and 2, maybe continuing that story as well. I wouldn't rule that out, because as long as I've been covering Scream, which has almost been 5 years now, I've heard a lot of people say they would love a real and true season 3 to the show. I'm not one to believe rumors, but this one is likely true, considering the current trends in the world of horror. There is currently a Strangers film in the theaters right now that is going to be backed up with 2 more sequels that we're going to see in less than a year. I'm not sure if anyone really asked for 3 more of these movies, but they are still making money. This will likely happen with more and more franchises in the future too. Hollywood doesn't really value quality over quantity these days. It's much more about how much money they can suck out of existing IPs, and I just hope at least one of these projects can be worth our time. Please don't do to Scream what y'all just did to the Strangers, dear God. What do you guys think about today's updates though? Leave me something about it in the comments below.